Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord, whom you seek, shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom you delight in. Behold, he shall come, says the Lord of hosts. But who may abide the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. And he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness.
There you go.
There you go. Praises. All right, let's give a few minutes for some people to come in here, man.
Just make sure you speak up, because that's like a... Share the video, man. Share the video.
Shalom, Sister Lily. Shalom. Like and share, family. Like and share. I'm about to start real quick. We're just waiting for some more people to come in. There we go.
It's on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lower the next one we could do.
There we go.
With TikTok, how brother was saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll figure it out for the next one. You can add all these things on there.
Shalom. All right, let's get started, man. All right. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. We do so in the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. It's your brothers at the refiner, man. Officer Iwan, you know what I'm saying?
Your brother Kashah, man.
So today, man, right, as y'all can see from the title, we're going to be going into women's classes for godly relationships, right? So we've been receiving like me personally, I received from a brother, you know, that there's sisters out here that would really benefit from sister and women classes, you know. So I'm gonna be focusing on these type of lessons, you know, for probably like for the next few classes, you know. And there's really not that many videos out there for this type. I mean, there is, right? But you know, a lot of people are focusing on new doctrines and new breakdowns, you know, and how to cut this and tear down a heathen that, or you know, save heathens, you know. But we here at the Refiners are trying to uplift and build our people and make sure that we get better, because it starts within us before it, you know, transpires somewhere else. So let's get into it, man. Right? So if you get Proverbs 14:1, Bible Kashab.
This is Proverbs 14:1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands.
Right. So Proverbs 14:1 says, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her own hands. Right. So when you go into the word for buildeth, it's H1129, and it's the word bana, right? Which the meaning is to build, to rebuild, to establish, and to cause to continue, right? So a wise woman is going to want to build with the people that she loves, right? Especially like her husband, right? Family, friends, right? And especially them of her own household, right? So a wise woman is going to establish those relationships first, right? If you could get the Matthew 7 Bible shot.
This is Matthew 7 and 24 through 27 in the NASB, right? It says, therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and acts on them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock.
Right. So everybody that who hears the words of Yahushai, right, is you're supposed to be wise. You're supposed to build your house on a rock, establish that foundation on the rock. Go ahead.
And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and slammed against that house, and yet it did not fall, for it had been founded on the rock.
Right, go on.
And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not act on them will be like a foolish man.
Like a foolish man, go ahead.
Who built his house on the sand. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and slammed against that house, and it fell, and its collapse was great.
Collapse is great, right? So a wise woman is going to establish her relationship first, right? You're gonna build up. You're gonna build upon it on a solid foundation, right? If you don't want it to be shaky or small things going to throw you off in your relationships, right? This is the reason that we also suggest a courting period for women and men here at the Refiners, right? So we at the Refiners subscribe to the doctrine that sex is marriage, right? So as soon as a man layeth with a woman, you can't leave her, and if you do, you're risking her committing adultery as well as yourself, right? So some people have sex with their partners way too fast before they even establish a relationship first. This is what causes most relationships to fail, right? You should get to know one another and be friends before laying in bed with that person. Or else when stuff hits the fan, when those rains come, right? Like it says in verse 25. When that rain comes, and that wind hits your house, your relationship, your marriage, it crumbles, right? This could be applied to your friendships, right? Coworkers, wherever you be in the world. So, but one of the definitions for bana is also to rebuild, right? Sometimes things happen in everyday relationships in your life, right? Maybe you might feel disrespected by somebody, you might feel your feelings hurt, right? A wise woman is going to want to fix and rebuild that relationship in love, right? Even if you built your relationship on a strong foundation, your relationships are still going to be tried, right? So it's gonna be tried to see if it could withhold itself, if it could hold up. That means you're going to have rainy days in your relationships, right? The floods might try to sweep you guys apart, right? There's a saying that goes like, I'm going to go wherever the wind takes me, right? But don't let that wind of adversity blow you two apart, right? We're all brothers and sisters, right? We're families, right? Some of us are husbands and wives. You can't let these winds, this rain, all the stuff that's going on in your everyday life separate you guys, right? So now going back to Proverbs 14:1, right? If you could get that again.
Yeah. This is Proverbs 14:1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands.
Right. So it says the foolish, right? So this is H200, right? It's Yulet, right? But when you look at the root word, it's H191, which is Evel, which means one who despises wisdom. So people who despise the laws and statutes and commandments of the Lord are foolish, right? Another example of someone who is foolish is someone who mocks when they're guilty, right? If you get Genesis 4:9 Bible shot.
Right.
Oh, go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 24, verse 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
By wisdom, a house is built,
Mm.
and by understanding, it is established. Through knowledge, its rooms are filled with every precious and beautiful treasure.
Right. That's a good precept. Yeah, that's great. That was a good precept. What was that one more time for the
Proverbs 24, verse 3 and 4.
Proverbs 24, verse 3 and 4, man.
Put it in the comments so we can put it on the screen
so
right
we
here
can tag
too.
that real quick.
And also too, just to add on to what you're saying, like, of course, the foundation has to be everything, right? Even with, we're saying this is the word of God, it can, right? It's His word, but also having a strong connection with each other, making sure that you guys are good, because then you start, say you have this foundation and you start adding things onto it. Now you have a kid, now you have a whole bunch of stuff added on top of something that's weak. What's going to happen with it when the wind blows is going to be so easy for it to fall down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just another point to add onto it. Our people be so quick to rush into a relationship that ain't going to last because your fleshly, your lusty wants of it.
Exactly. And that's the importance, right? So I would say with everything you do, build a solid foundation, right? So you don't get knocked to and fro, man.
Right. And how you were saying with the jobs too, say you just so anxious to get a job and you're just going to get whatever it is. You don't even look at what kind of job you're getting. And then you jump in it and now you're stuck at this job for hella long that you had no idea what it was. And you're like, I don't even like this job. How much more different the woman that you're going to be with for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
More willing.
Or friends, family. Like, it's something that you should always establish on with the people that are in your life. Our brothers and sisters, right? Shalom to the people in the chat, man. Shalom, Shakwat, man. Right? Shalom, sister and Don't let your attraction/eyes override your discernment. Khan. I'm actually about to go into that.
Right. So
definitely.
This is Genesis 4:9.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother?
Right.
And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
Right. So this is another example of someone who is foolish, is someone who mocks when is guilty. Right. You read that definition on H191, right? So when they mock when they're guilty, right? So the Lord knows that Cain killed Abel, and Cain gave a mocking response back when he was guilty. He said, Why am I his keeper? Cain was a foolish man, right? So this is an example of not taking responsibility when you are guilty or just wrong. I try to practice admitting when I'm wrong or make a mistake, because it shows that you're not too proud because one's ego could be the downfall of somebody's relationship, right? It's nobody likes being wrong, right? But it happens. I am wrong, and I try to practice that even in my own relationship with my rib, right? I think it's important to acknowledge when you're wrong and to give credit to people when they're right. I try to make that a practice, I'll be like, I was wrong about that. I ain't gonna lie, like, you were right. And I'm like, you're smart for that, right? And there goes that verse. Yep.
Let's throw that on there.
The brother's right. There goes that verse, man. So by wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established, man. Right? So you got to build these relationships in wisdom and establish it correctly. Go ahead.
Putting wisdom is the law.
Just come a little
come
closer, if anything.
Okay.
You guys speak up too.
Yeah, speak up.
This is Sirach chapter 24, starting at verse 23
Mm-hmm.
in the G&T. Wisdom is the law which Moses commanded us to keep, the covenant of God Most High, the inheritance of the synagogues of Israel.
Right. So I'm actually about to go into that, right? So this law is how you get the wisdom and how you also show love, right? I'm going to be touching that in later on in the class, right?
Had some too on
Shalom, sister.
On the precept on how you were just talking about how admitting and trying to see the correction when you're at wrong, right? So This is Job 6:24.
Mm-hmm.
It says, teach me, right? Correct me in all this, and I will hold my tongue, not sit there and talk back, not sit there and try to make sure that, oh, you see my point. And it says, and cause me to understand where I have erred, right? So, and also one thing that when I have discussions as well with my rib, like one thing that we made clear was when you come and we're saying sorry to each other, there should be no buts in it. I'm sorry, and that's it. It's not, but I felt this way because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you're apologizing, apologize, right? Don't try to make an excuse for it.
All right.
So go ahead.
Yeah. So, all right. So these are examples. These are examples of people who are guilty, just not like admitting they're wrong, man, right? You should be able to put down your pride and your ego, right, in order to make any relationship work, whether it be your friends, your coworkers, your spouse. This is how you're supposed to be acting according to the Bible, right? So that's like someone who always wants to. Oh, Salakia. So now another example of the word evel, right, is somebody being foolish is someone who is always quarrelsome, right? So that's like somebody that's always wanting to start problems. Want somebody that always likes to argue or fight. Someone who likes to do these things are foolish and will destroy their own homes and relationships wherever they go. Don't be like this with your sisters. Don't be like this with your cousins, your aunties, right? Your husband, right? You shouldn't be quick to start problems or start some drama, argue, fight. We're supposed to be loving towards one another, right? So one of the last example of a foolish person is someone who's licentious, right? I had to search up what that word meant, but it says like a promiscuous woman, right? Or unprincipled in sexual matters, right? So if you claim to be a woman of God, right, a daughter of the Most High God, right, you shouldn't be out here having freak offs, right, freaking off with other men, right? Even if you don't subscribe that sex is marriage, right, which a lot of people do, you still a daughter of the Most High, and you shouldn't be having like multiple partners going off and having sex for that reason, right? Or even freaking off on girls, man, right? That's like big in our culture. Go ahead.
And something to add on that too, like even I've seen this right with sisters that are in the same understanding that sex is marriage. And one thing that we've been trying to focus more on, like with our group, like our dear beloved brother Dakar, if you're watching this as well, there's been a thing that we're trying to focus on. It's called the gray area, right? Staying away from the gray area. And that brother likes focusing on, steering away from that. And I love that from that brother. But our people enjoy being like, okay, well, we understand that sex is marriage, but I'm not married to none of these men. I didn't have sex with none of these men. So I can talk to as many men as I want and do all this stuff because I haven't had sex with them. I can flirt with this guy, flirt with this guy, flirt with this guy, and XYZ. But technically, I'm not breaking the law. You get what I'm saying? So it's the spirit of the law that our people also need to focus on. And that's what that reminded me of right there, bro. Like,
yeah, that gray area is a dangerous line, man. Right, and I would say to get out that risk, just don't play in that gray area, man. Right, so also, even if you're not doing sexual acts, it's as simply as being promiscuous and simply seeking validation from somebody else that isn't your husband. We see that all the time, wanting to get comments from guys, likes, hollered at on the street, stuff like that. It feels good, right? But you should be doing that you should be getting that from your husbands, right? So it also means somebody that just disregards disregards rules, right? Let me get that precept the sister gave, right? That's a powerful precept, right? So this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, right? But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord, right? So if you're going to fear the Lord, you're going to be shamefaced. You're going to be popping it in front of all these people, right? Other translations say we know what it says about that dog, man.
There's a verse.
Don't be that. All right. So for example, right? Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah. So Second Ezra's 15. Second Ezra's 15. Let me try to get it real quick. My bad. 15 and what is this? 52. My bad. Okay, go ahead. I'll find it right now.
Okay. Right. So an example of this, right, is if your husband tells you not to do something and you do it anyways, right? And then make excuses, that's foolish behavior, right? So you obviously know that that'll piss your husband off, or he strictly told you not to do something, you do it anyways. You're tearing down your own house at the end of the day. You're tearing down your own livelihood, right? So that's foolish behavior that we shouldn't be doing, right? So all these traits would lead you to destroying your house, your marriage, even your relationships, right? You have a sister that you cool with, and she's not okay with certain stuff. She's like, "Hey, sister, would you mind that, you know, I don't know, for example, um, I don't like when I come to your house and I'm coming and your family's over there cooking swine or anything." That would be disrespectful if they know you come in and they do that on purpose, or like, "Hey, sister, like, could you put down that blunt while I'm over here?" Like, and then they just blow it in your face. Like, that's some disrespectful behavior. We shouldn't be like that towards one another. Wives shouldn't be towards their husbands. If somebody tell you something, you should. If you love your husband, you're gonna respect him, right? So,
Something too before you
go ahead.
go on there. Something put the sisters back on there, right? Because this was such a verse that would, when we first came in, the GNT translation, that was always getting brought up.
We loved it.
So it says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord, right? So I had two precepts. So one is in the GNT, it's 2 Ezra 16 and 49. It says, just as a respectable woman despises a prostitute, so righteousness despises sinfulness, no matter how attractive it may look, right? And I'll leave it right there, right? But because it goes on a little bit more, but that was kind of my point. Like a woman who's out here on, especially if you're out on social media, right? Everybody has a following, everybody has this, everybody wants likes and whatnot. Make sure that you represent the Most High in the most proper way possible, right? Like how the brother was saying, sometimes, a sister might get more views or more this because she presents herself this certain way. That should not matter as you as a believer, because ultimately you want to present the Most High, represent the Most High, I should say, in the best way possible, right? So this is Psalms 97 and 10. Ye that love the Lord hate evil, right? So everything that, like how the brother's going into a presumptuous woman, presenting herself as that just because of simply is getting more attraction, more comfort and whatnot, should not be your goal.
Right.
Go ahead, Yatazar. This is Psalms 97 and 10.
That was dope. That was a good one. All right. Well, that was the one that said a respectable woman and a prostitute.
Yeah, look, I think even that was the GNT. Look at the regular King James.
That was pretty good.
2 Ezra 16 and 49. It says, like a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman. So shall righteousness hate iniquity.
That's pretty good. Right. So all these traits, right? All these traits are things that will help build your marriage and your relationships with people in this walk and establish it, and you can continue to build, right? So now let's look at the word plucketh, right? So it's H2040, which is haras, and it says to tear down, to break down, overthrow, beat down, break through, destroy, plug down, pull down, throw down, ruin, destroy, right? Destroy utterly, right? So even a lot of women in this truth, right, or in the world, we do things like this to our own detriment, right, brothers and sisters. But primarily I'm focusing on the sisters this class, right? So you might see a sister get into it with her husband and start to tell everyone they business, right? Stuff that nobody else needs to know, in a way of expressing their frustrations, right? You might see them posted on social media. She might make a post or a story or a status talking down on her husband to the world, saying, I don't know, he's a liar, not a man of his word, is inconsiderate, all for something as small as because the dude forgot to take you out on that ice cream date on a Tuesday, right? So like he promised you something, but now the world views him in a certain light when you really shouldn't have been speaking on him like that. Not only are you making him look dumb for the world, but you're making yourself look dumb. This is just foolish and something that we shouldn't be doing, right?
Right. It's bro.
Um,
And again, tying that into representing the Most High, because like for example, our head is right Christ. We are our women's head. So say for example, something happens to us in life, bro. I don't know. Like we have a brother right now who's having car trouble, and he starts being man, God this and God that. I can't stand it. But then tomorrow, when he needs God, he's gonna be like, oh, you know what? Actually, look, I'm a believer. This is a Bible verse. I'm gonna post it on Facebook. This is a story. You're gonna sit out there and you're gonna talk some mess about your husband because you guys had a fallout. Post it on your story. Post it on everything. And then 2 days from now, you're gonna post him on your story again. You all hugged up with him again. You making him look stupid. You're making the Most High look stupid in that sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's for another reason. This is from my brothers who are here watching as well. That's one of the biggest reasons why I don't like having my brother's wives on social media, because I've seen it way too many times where something happens and a story of throwing dirt on the brother, where it's like, okay, but then the next time I see you, you're going to be hugged up with him. And that's just me trying to make sure that I don't see none of the drama that eventually the brother's going to end up fixing either way. But you just threw so much dirt on your Lord, right? On your head, just because you were mad at him. Exactly. That's what that reminded me of right there, bro.
Yeah. And also I'm about to go into it. There's a verse that says that basically by doing this and presenting ourselves like that to the world, we're having these people that don't believe in God blaspheme the works of the Lord, man.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? So I'll be touching into that. But
I had a comment on that.
Yeah, brother. You got the 1 Timothy 2:10 in the NLT. For women who claim to be devoted to God should make themselves attractive by the good things they do. That was powerful. That was a good one, man. Yeah, so I'm actually about to touch that too, man. The Bible works like it's dope, right? Because even in the Apocrypha, it says stuff like that, right? But okay, so we shouldn't be doing stuff like that. We shouldn't be doing this, even to our sisters, right? Never mind, like the husbands, right? You shouldn't be cool with a sister one moment and then start sneak dissing your sisters on another post and start saying this and that. Like, if you got a problem, the Bible tells you to go talk to that person and pray in private and try to fix things and hash things out, right? Not go online and make a Facebook post, an Instagram story, right? Trying to tear down really sisterhood. You're tearing down sisterhood, right? Let me see what sister. Shalom. Right? The sister put Proverbs 13:3. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. Exactly. Sometimes it's better not to say nothing at all, right? Shalom. Shalom to all the new sisters and brothers in the chat. If y'all can like, share, and subscribe. Bible Kashad. Right. Let's see what this other one. I'm about to hit all Proverbs 31. Okay. But let's see. Code. All right. So the code part about this too is there's say you the sister isn't even saying like my husband this, my husband that, or this person this person that. The cool part about it is that you don't even have to say that sometimes, right? You don't even have to say anything specifically. You might like repost a quote or a meme from the world talking about if that man don't treat you good, leave him. That's not something you should be reposting, even if you're not the one that wrote that post, right? We know who and what you're talking about. People aren't dumb, right? We know you're getting into it with your man, right, or your sister or whoever. The people that follow you know what you're talking about, right? It's kind of like backhanded talking, right? So even with sisters in the truth, right, in this community, right, she might post something saying a wicked man does this and that. Like, sis, we know you're talking about your husband. Like, and you're posting, and you start posting like you're single or broken up or posting songs, etc. You're showing a poor representation of your house, right? Even I get it, like we're we're emotional creatures, right? Especially like women, right? But we need to be able to control this type of stuff because how it portrays to the rest of the people that are watching you, right? You being in the truth, you're supposed to be a light to our people that are in darkness, right? So when they see you doing these things, it's not setting a good standard, right? So especially women in this truth, right? So you'll have a sister or post like her husband in her head, like and put it in her bio, or put like, oh, I'm so and so from the house of, right, Ilawan, right? But people start to learn you through social media. They start to get their ideas about you, right? So when they click on your page, they see that you deleted your pictures with your man. They see that you took his name out your bio. They're going to see that you're single. They're going to think that you're single, right? Whole time, they leave their man for something that wasn't even against the law, right? Or doing and they go ahead and tell the whole community just because their feelings are hurt. And sometimes you get back together after all that embarrassment for what? You're tearing down your own relationship at the end of the day, man. There's so many instances of times where I see with brothers and sisters where they get into it, they get in an argument, you think it's the end of the world, and then next moment they're all hugged up and now they're pregnant. Like it's wild, right? So we got to be able to get on top of that. Hey, guys, like, you turn off the heater, bro. Right.
So I had two precepts, bro.
Go ahead.
So one, when you were talking about they might leave their man for something that's not even against the law, right? So one, this is Sirach 26, and where was it at? Sirach 26 and 6. It says, but a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, right? It's just sad to see something like that because you sisters should be loving yourselves, right? In verse 14, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, not one that sits there and posts about her relationship for everybody when you're going through it. And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed, right? And that's just another thing. Like if your husband is your head, you should be able to listen to him when you guys are going through it, and he can give you the good guidance on, okay, look, when we do mess up, this is what I don't want to see until we get it together. I don't want to see you posting nothing like this. We're gonna work this out, whatever. But if you're like, I don't care what you say, someone has to hear me out. Someone has to like my story or whatnot, and be on my side of this instead of you guys acknowledging that you're all one house, right? So yeah, that was that on that.
You got some?
I say you could apply Matthew 18:15 to that. You know, instead of posting, she's supposed to go to her husband about it.
Yeah.
You know, if you got an issue with it, you go to your husband. Don't post it.
I'm actually about to touch that.
Bro,
Yeah.
see that? Look at the Lord, man.
I got that in here. So yeah, man. So the whole time you're leading the community to think that you guys are broken up or whatever, right? And then y'all get back together. That's embarrassing, not only for you, your husband, but really in this community. We should be moving better, right? Setting an example to the rest of the world, right? So give me Ecclesiasticus 8:28.
This is Sirach 28 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
It says, a backbiting tongue has cast out virtuous women and deprived them of their labors.
Right. So you're backbiting on your husband on the line. It's costing you all the work that you put in with him, right? All that time that y'all all built that relationship. The same hands that built that relationship are the same ones that are going to tear it down, man. Right. So stay away from backbiting your husband, right? Your friends, right? Your family, right? All you're doing is causing harm, right? Even if you feel like you're just expressing yourself, your emotions or your feelings, right? There's certain ways to do that, but this isn't one of them, right? So, could you get Genesis 3:16 in the GNT?
GNT. So this is Genesis 3:16 in the GNT.
Mhm.
And he said to the woman, I will increase your trouble in pregnancy
Uh-huh.
and your pain in giving birth.
Mhm.
In spite of this, you will still have desire for your husband,
Mhm.
yet you will be subject to him.
Right. So this is talking about Adam and Eve, right? So Eve's punishment is this is the reason why women have troubles during their pregnancies, right? So this is the reason why their labor is painful, right? So you're gonna have desires for your husband, but you're still gonna be going under subjection to him. This is the first time where the Most High had set up this order between men and women, right? So let's see. Let's get this one, Sister Put. All right, so this is Sirach chapter 25, verse 17. It says, "The wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth." Right. So all that wickedness, right? It's gonna be ultimately doing her bad, bro. You're gonna look at you. People are gonna look at you bad, right? So
I just had, bro. That just reminded me of this right here.
Read 18.
Verse 18. What verse is that?
Sirach 25 and
25.
read verse 18.
This is Sirach 25 and 18. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors,
Mm.
and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly.
Shall sigh bitterly.
It's like, bro,
You
tripping.
be like, oh man, this again. How many times do we see that, man?
But look at this on the flip side, bro. This is Sirach 26 and 13. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fat his bones.
All right, so that's that
Right.
grace, man. Right, this is gonna give that man life and health, right? Not wickedness, right, and shame, right? So, since you're there, could you get Sirach 25 and 1?
Con says, blessed is a man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days.
What? That's Sirach 25 and 1 or 26?
Oh, see, even that.
Yeah, that was good. Matter of fact, get that out. You bring that up.
All right, this is Sirach 26 and 1. Blessed is a man that hath a virtuous wife,
Right.
for the number of his days shall be double.
All right. So his day's gonna be double. If you have a virtuous wife, his day's gonna be double, and we're gonna be going into what a virtuous wife is shortly, right? So
25.
25 and 1 now.
Con, this is Sirach 25 and 1. In three things I was beautified and stood up beautiful, both before God and men.
Right. So this is beautiful before God and even men. Go ahead.
The unity of brethren.
Right. Unity with your brothers. Right. Unity with your sisters. Right. Sisters. Your unity with your fellow sisters is a beautiful thing unto the eyes of the Most High God. Right. What else?
The love of neighbors.
The love of neighbors. Right. Your other tribesmen. Right. Your Issacharites. Right. Your Gadites. Right. Your Judahites. All these people. These are our neighbors. This is, even if you don't know them, they're strangers. You're supposed to show love to them. That's a beautiful thing, right? Go ahead.
Con, a man and a wife that agree together.
So a man and a wife that agree together. These things are beautiful in the eyes of the Most High God, right? A man and a wife that agree together, right? You aren't gonna go down trying to tear each other down. You aren't gonna be fighting about every little thing, and you aren't gonna be trying to assert dominance over your man. That's not how the Most High intended it to be. Right, you get Proverbs 31 and 23.
Con, this is Proverbs 31, verse 23. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land.
And I'm gonna be going into Proverbs 31 soon for the people that aren't familiar with that chapter, right? But right here it says that her husband is known in the gates, right? So you could apply this everywhere you go, right? So like I just brought up in social media. Right, people are going to be known, right, through what we present ourselves to be, right. So this could apply to you at work, or him at work, or just in the world. But also, if they're part of a camp, right, you got to remember that you're a representation of your husband. If you're not in order, and you're going to paint him to be some horrible leader, right, you're going to cause him to not get ranked up. Right, because it seems like he can't lead his own wife, and how is he going to lead the children of God, the Lord's flock? Right, so you got to be conscious about how you're portraying yourselves towards the world, right? Because you're not only representing yourself at a time, you're representing your husband as well. You are one flesh, right? So
if I can add on to that too,
go ahead.
and not to say you should never. There's no bad men out here that are in camps. I'm not gonna say that whatsoever. We've seen that, right? But there's a way about going about everything. That's kind of like how the brother Yoquar was going into right here in the back. Matthew 18, you bring him forth to the other people. Like, for example, we've had officers where stuff happens. And if you're not able to go to either one, go to me, go to brother Dakar or something about stuff of these men in leadership, then you're not really loving your brother. How are you going to hold somebody accountable to something if they're untouchable once they get to this point? That's not the case, bro.
Right.
This rank don't mean anything.
At all. All right. So, can you get 1 Corinthians 11?
Con, this is 1 Corinthians 11 and 7 in the NASB.
Uh-huh.
For a man should not have his head covered, since he is the image and glory of God,
Mm-hmm.
but the woman is the glory of man.
All right. So the woman is the glory of man, right? I know it says I shouldn't have my head covered, which I do right now, right? But we know that this isn't a law, right? This is advice that Paul is given, and part of this advice, right, is that is saying that we are the image of the glory of God as men, right? But the woman is the glory of men, right? So when a man has a good looking wife, right, one that loves him and is a prudent wife, other people see that and respect it. But if she's unruly, disobedient, disrespectful towards her husband, other men will pick up on that, right? And they won't even want to listen to him. And as in result, because even the woman that he sleeps with doesn't like him, right? That's cold, man.
Yeah.
That's some cold stuff, right? So that you got to think about this stuff, right? Because that's the man that you love, right? That's the man that you lay down with every day. Why would you want other people to look at him that way? Even if you're mad at him for something small on this day, this is somebody that you're supposed to be with till death, you know? So you got to guard each other even when you are mad, right?
No part.
So the word there for glory is G1391 as doxa, right? It's an opinion, a judgment, a view, an estimate, whether good or bad concerning somebody. It is selfish for real, right? So you can change somebody's opinion about your husband. You could change somebody's opinion about your house, right? You could change somebody's opinion about your sisters, right? Your family, right? Just by what comes out your mouth, right? And we got to be careful because every idle word is going to be recalled in that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just remember that you're being a representation not only of yourself. If you got a husband, you're a representation of the husband, but you're ultimately at the end of the day, you are a representation of the Most High God, right? So shalom, brother Dakar, man. Shalom to the powerful officer, man, right? So it's really hard to respect a man whose wife runs him, right? So does everything, whatever she wants, whatever she says, at the same time disrespects him and disregards him completely. And there he goes, just bowing down and putting his tail between his legs, right? Even if that's not the case, that's how having an out of order wife portrays a man to be, right? So by doing this, you're making yourself a hypocrite. You say you follow the Bible, but in action, you're not because of how you're treating your husband, right? All good, right? Get Proverbs 11 and 9.
This is Proverbs 11 and 9. A hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered.
So that hypocrite woman is a foolish woman because she doesn't love wisdom. She doesn't take accountability of her own actions, right? So you're a hypocrite, man, right? So if you're saying that you believe in the Bible, you're saying that you believe you're a child of God, right? That you love God, right? But you're being a hypocrite by destroying your own neighbor, right? You got something?
No.
Go ahead.
This is Sirach 36 and 22 in the GNT. Right. It says a woman's beauty makes a man happy. There is no fairer sight for the human eye to see. If the woman is kind and gentle in her speech, her husband is the most fortunate of men.
All right, this is a good precept. Hold on. Let me put this up here. All right, it says Titus 3:2 says, "Speak evil of no man, to be no brawlers, but gentle, showing all meekness unto all men." Right. So sisters, like, don't speak evil of the next sister. Right. She might not believe the same thing you, or study under the same camp as you, or have the same ideology. Right. Still, you shouldn't be speaking evil about them, right? But wanting to be like quarrelsome with them, right? You're supposed to be gentle, showing meekness unto all our sisters, all our brothers, right? To all of our people at the end of the day.
Let's go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Hey, y'all just like, get them out of here, man. I'm just playing. All right, read that one more time, Bob.
Sirach 36 and 22 and 23. In the GNT, it says, a woman's beauty makes a man happy.
Mm-hmm.
There is no fairer sight for the human eye to see.
So it says a woman's beauty makes a man happy, right? But there's no fairer sight for a human eye to see. Like, it's no secret, right? Men love a good-looking woman, right? But keep going.
Con. If the woman is kind and gentle in her speech, her husband is the most fortunate of men.
But if the woman is kind and gentle when she talks, right, her husband is a very fortunate man, right? So we as men hate when our women become loud and aggressive. That's really masculine behavior, right? The Bible talks about this. We love femininity in our women, to be kind, to be soft-spoken. The Lord created roles for men and women, right? As men of the Lord, we don't want to feel like we're dating manly women, right? Even the Bible advises them to be feminine, right? Sisters, all right, let me talk to y'all sisters right now, right? This is real spill, right? How would you react? This is a question to all you sisters watching this, right? Sisters, how would you react if your man walked into the room and said, "Babe, look what I just learned," and he does a cartwheel and lands in a split, right? How would you react seeing your man do something like that, right? One of y'all answer that in the chat about Kashaw, right? You got your man, he's like, "Hey babe, look what I just learned." He does a one-handed cartwheel and lands on a split on the ground, right? How would y'all react? The car hella funny. Oh man.
See, he got it from somewhere.
Right. Let me see. Banya, so funny.
All right, brother Banya.
All right, so how would you react, right? So you seen your man who you expect to be masculine pack him out. How would you react to seeing your man who you expect to be masculine doing these things, right? That's not an act of homosexuality per se, but that's still feminine as hell, right? So now that's the same thing. That's the same feeling. Tell me what you learned, princess. So that's the same feeling we get when we see women have masculine traits, sisters. I need y'all to understand that, right? So you see how that it's cringy or unattractive to see your husband do something feminine as hell like that, maybe come with like their nails painted, doing all these different type of feminine things, right? It's the same way that we see as males towards our women. We don't want to be feeling like I'm dating a man, right? We are told that it's man and woman, right? So unless your man likes having dealing with women that have manly traits and dealing with manly women, in that case, I suggest you watch out. There's something ain't quite right there, man. Right? If he likes that manly woman, watch out, man. All right. What you got?
Talk to me, chat.
Talk to me, chat. Let's see. My sister put Proverbs 9:13. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. Right. So don't be a foolish woman, man. Right. Don't hate wisdom. Right. Don't disobey your husband. Be obedient. Right.
And I think even that, like how it says, simple, right? When you're being simple, you're not thinking about the bigger picture. How the brother's saying, you're not thinking about how it's gonna look in the future. Like for example, I'm not even gonna go, but there's a whole bunch of you see drama all throughout social media, and of course people are nosy. People are gonna be in your business, and when they go back and they're like, well, I seen this one sister post this. Let me go back on her page. Oh, she took it down now. You're not thinking about the bigger picture in those moments, right? Stop being simple, right? Stop being clamorous, like acting out just on impulse, right?
So that's just something I really stress the fact, right? Because being assertive, being loud, being aggressive, these are manly traits, right? I get that we grew up in a lot of our families grew up in broken households, single parent households. You know, a lot of our brothers and sisters didn't grow up with a father, right? So their mothers have to step up and take the role on as a father and be the mother and the father at the same time.
Yeah.
So they teach you how to be strong, right? But the thing is, you don't, now that you have a husband, you can't carry on those type of traits or characteristics into your relationship and expect it to work, right? So you just can't be a man wants to feel like he's with a woman, right, and not with a man, right? Same thing for you brothers, right? A lot of men out here are getting soft, man, like, acting like women and expecting to be like, feminine, right? And that's the same for men. Men should be a real man of the Lord, right? It says a man should be willing to die for somebody that she loves. There's no greater love than that, right? You shouldn't be scared and hiding with your wife and your children. You got to stand up and do what a man's supposed to do, right? But let's see where I'm at.
We're at Titus.
Yeah. So go ahead and get that.
This is Titus 2:3. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given too much wine, teachers of good things.
So when women with wisdom will behave in these ways, right? The ways which are holy, which means set apart, right? Kodash in the Hebrew. She isn't going to start doing what the stuff that he said that Salakia. She isn't going to start doing that he say she say stuff, right? She's not going to walk around drunk, embarrassing herself and her husband, right? It's embarrassing her friends and her family. She's going to be doing things and teaching others to do those good things, right? Go ahead.
Verse 4. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children.
Right. So she's going to teach the other sisters not to be wild and out here, not to be turned up and messy, but to love your husbands and love your children. Instead of saying how much that she's tired of her man or neglecting her children with their own wants, she's going to be doing these things to show that she is a woman with wisdom, man. Right? You got some?
Yeah, like how you're saying about holy, right? Kodash being separate than everything. Like first, I'm gonna use an example. Like even in my own family, right? I have a sister. She has a kid. It's so easy for her, right? And she might watch this. It's so easy for her to just ditch her kid with my parents. So I got to go do something. I want to go kick it with man. I want to go do this and just ditch the kid. Bro, it's so hard for me to I want to do everything with my kid, right? But for a sister to be like, especially if you're in the world, oh, sister, come on, let's go have girls' night. Let's go do this and that. Or what about I have a kid. All right, we'll go leave him over there. Go do that. You don't properly love your child if you're willing to just ditch him wherever, right? Yeah, our sisters need to learn how to have more compassion for. We were just talking about that yesterday as well, even amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So,
verse 5.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 5, right? It says to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed.
Right. So you gotta be discreet out here, sis. Like, it's you got to be low key, not up in everybody's faces, right? So chast means not messing around, not giving the cat, or even like trying to like implement these type of ways and carry yourself with honor, man. Right? So keepers at home, you know what you're supposed to be doing, right? And not be at the club, or you're supposed to be at the crib, right? Helping your family, loving your family, taking care of your own household, cooking, cleaning, watching the kids, right? And also being obedient to your man, right? These are all feminine traits. If you like going back to the example, right? You're gonna see your husband at home with a little apron on, walking around in booty shorts, cleaning up your house, man, right? Cleaning dishes, doing all that. He's gonna be a man. He's supposed to be a man, right? These are feminine traits. Not that a man can't keep cook and clean or nothing like that, but
Throw down mean, bro.
this is these are things that are supposed to help the household, right? And women, if you have these traits, it'll better help you, right? So there's like oh, you had some?
No, there's some precepts on there too.
Let's get that. What's that? All right. So James 1:12. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear and slow to speak and slow to wrath, right? This is how we're ultimately supposed to be treating other sisters too, other brothers, right? So be slow, right, to speak, right? Instead of, because when you argue with people, right, people will be listening just to argue back sometimes, or it's like they're waiting for you to shut up so they could give their response without even considering what's even being said, man. Right? So you got to be, and also slow to wrath, man. Right? We're quick to blow up on each other as Black and Hispanic people. We need to start putting patience into practice more, especially with each other, right? So let's see what the sister said. All right, it says, don't be influenced by those type of women if they are in your friend group. That's facts, sis, right? And there's a saying like birds of a feather flock together, right? If show me who you're around, and I'll show you who you are, right? So if you are gonna be around these people, don't pick up these type of characteristics and these traits and be influenced by these type of people, like the sister said, man. Right? Be the leader, right? Shine that light on these people that need it, right? Don't, if you know this truth, you aren't gonna just participate in that foolishness, right? You're gonna set the example. That was a good point, sister. Right, so is it Titus 1:16?
Con.
Oh, Salakia, that was in there. So all these are feminine traits, right? If you break any of these, you're risking people blaspheming the name of God for your actions, right? They're gonna be like, well, this sister claims that she's a Hebrew Israelite and follows law, statutes, and commandments, but she's over here in the club under some other new dude face every weekend, you know, smoking, drinking, acting a fool out here, not taking care of her kids at the house, right? All these things, you're making people blaspheme the name of the Lord, and they're not gonna want to follow you. They're not gonna be like, why would I listen to you, right? Mm-hmm. You're causing people not to hear, but you have that truth, but you're not presenting yourself well to actually plant that seed, man. Right? So Titus 1:16.
Bro, and if I could just, because we were having a great talk about that yesterday as well, right? Like how we were saying last class, right? None of us are above correction. None of us are above improvement, right? We were having a conversation with our brother here yesterday, and it's like, even us, right? We should be always able to adapt, to grow more on, because everything is very surface level how they look at us, right? If we have such deep understanding of stuff and we're able to help hella people, but at the surface we just look like regular dudes over here doing the most. One thing that, along with the brothers, how we've been trying to work on yesterday was cussing, right? Trying to make sure that we're not cussing as much, because that can be a poor representation of the truth, right? Especially how one of the brothers was saying, I love what you guys teach, but I can't send this to my family because you guys carry yourselves this way. And it's like, damn, that's a reality check. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, we can fix that. We can improve that. We can do better.
We can refine that.
Yeah, we can refine that, right? In the same way, our sisters should be able to do that, right? You're a good sister. You carry yourself cool, but you can work on doing this. You should be able and humble enough to apply that to your life, because other people from the outside are looking in, telling you what you can better, right? So
Exactly, man.
So Titus 1:16.
Go on.
This is Titus 1:16.
Go ahead.
They profess that they know God, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate.
So if you claim you believe in God, right, but you denying it with your actions and being disobedient, you're destroying your own relationships, you're destroying your own husband, you're destroying your own household, right? And you're proven to be reprobate, man. You're not doing these good works, right? So you might profess that you're Israelite, you know God, but your actions are proving otherwise, right? And this is what will cause people to blaspheme the name of the Lord, right? Shabbat shalom, man. Right. So go ahead.
This is Proverbs 11:12.
Uh-huh.
He that is void of wisdom despises his neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
but a man of understanding holdeth his peace.
Right. So this applies to women too. Even though this verse says speaking about men, a lot of these verses apply to women, right, as well as anybody, right? Young, old, right, rich, poor. This is man, woman, right? So this applies to women too, right? A marriage may be made in heaven, but the maintenance must be done on earth, man. So this is where our duty as women of God comes in. This is your duty, right? Go ahead.
This is Matthew 19:6 in the NASB. It says, so they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, no person is to separate.
All right. So like I just said, marriage is made in heaven, but the maintenance to continue it must be done on earth, right? So the Lord gives you the people in your life, right? Whether it be friends, family, your husband, your wife, whoever it may be, right? It's your obligation and your duty to maintain that relationship, right? You can't just be like, oh, like brothers, right? You can't just be like, oh, I took my girl out on a date once in 5 years, right? That's not that's not being consistent, right? You got to keep up that maintenance to keep that relationship working, right? You can't just be like, well, remember that one time I cleaned the house 2 years ago? Like, bro, it's been 2 years since you started cleaning, and it's the same way, sisters. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I did this, I did that one time. You got to continue to build, right? That Hebrew word, banah, right? Continue it, keep on building upon it, right? So, as a woman of God, it is essential that you back your man up in the spirit as much as well, right? It's important that you back your sisters up in the spirit, right? Your family, right? We have to watch each other's backs. Go ahead.
So this is Proverbs 19:14 in the NIV.
Mm-hmm.
Houses and wealth are inherited from parents, but a prudent wife is from the Lord.
So to be prudent means to act with wisdom, with care, good judgment, especially in practical matters by thinking ahead to avoid risks and provide for the future, right? So I brought this out in one of our previous other classes, right? I'm thankful, right, when I'm at camp all day or I'm at work all day and my wife is looking forward for our future or any risks that could possibly happen, or if the Shabbat is coming and I'm too busy to go do something, she'll have like the food ready for me. She'll have like the shower running for me when I get home from camp, ready to eat and relax and stuff. Or like she'll go and do something for our future, right? This is a prudent wife. Right here, we just read it. A prudent wife is from the Lord, right? Mm-hmm. So this is how we should be acting in general with all of our people, right? We should be prudent towards each other, right? If I see I can help my brother Kashab with something down the line, right? I should go ahead and do it without him even having to ask me to do it, right? I should try to make things easier for the brother, right? Sisters, like try to help. Say like your homegirl need somebody to watch the kids, right? Or something, or be there for them, right? To help them, right? So, did you get that, Bob Shaw?
This is Exodus 4, and 24 through 26 in the NASB,
Uh-huh.
it says, "But it came about at the overnight encampment on the way that the Lord met Moses and sought to put him to death.
Mm-hmm.
So Zipporah took a flint and cut off her son's foreskin and threw it at Moses' feet and she said, 'You are indeed a groom of blood to me.'
Mm-hmm.
So he left him alone. At the time, she said, 'You are a groom of blood because of the circumcision.'"
All right. So sometimes men and even our sisters, right, our family, we need to push spiritually, right? The Most High was going to kill his son and Moses for not having his son circumcised, and she did it for herself. I mean, she did it herself and saved their lives, right? Sometimes a sister is going to have to do something she has to do, like in the story of Judith, right? She saves lots of souls from being killed in Jerusalem, right? Go ahead.
Now, this is Judith 16 and 5,
Uh-huh.
right? He bragged that he would burn up my borders and kill my young men with the sword
Uh-huh.
and dash the suckling children against the ground and make mine infants as prey and my virgins as a spoil.
All right.
Verse 6, "But the Almighty Lord hath disappointed them by the hand of a woman.
By the hand of a woman. Go ahead.
For the mighty one did not fall by the young men,
Mm-hmm.
neither did the sons of the Titans smite him,
Mm-hmm.
nor high giants set upon him,
Mm-hmm.
but Judith, the daughter of Merari,
Mm-hmm.
weakened him with the beauty of her countenance."
So it was by the hand of a woman that saved Jerusalem in the book of Judith, man. Right? If you remember the story, her being feminine and in the spirit of the Most High God had helped her to do all these things. She got dressed up, she put on perfume, did her hair, prayed to the Lord fervently, right, to deliver the people, right? And she went out like a legend, man, right? The Babylonians came and took over and seized Jerusalem during this time. We're trying to seize Jerusalem during this time. And a lot of the leaders had fell, even her husband died, right? So the Lord put in her spirit of this powerful sister Judith to stand up, right, and be a savior unto Jerusalem, man.
Shout out Simeon, man.
Yeah, shout out to tribe of Simeon. Shout out to the sisters of Simeon, man. Right. So verse 21.
Verse 21, "After this time, everyone returned to his own inheritance, and Judith went to Bethulia and remained in her own possession,
Mhm.
and was in her time honorable in all the country."
So this was after that she won. She killed the king. She saved Jerusalem. Now she went back home. Everybody in Israel heard about her and honored her, right? Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 22,
Uh-huh.
"And many desired her, but none knew her all the days of her life. After that, Manasseh, her husband, was dead and was gathered to his people."
So every man wanted her, man. So she just killed, man. She just dropped bodies over there, ended the war, right? Came over here, saved her people, right? She was one of the most prettiest women in Jerusalem, right? Every man wanted her because what she did, but most importantly, how she carried herself, man. How she carried herself and how she moved. But she didn't sleep with nobody even for the rest of her life. This showed that she was a chaste woman, right? Go ahead, keep going.
Verse 23, "But she increased more and more in honor and waxed old in her husband's house, being 105 years old, and made her maid free. So she died in Bethulia, and they buried her in the cave of her husband Manasseh."
Right. So the point that she still didn't sleep with other men after her husband died, that gave her more and more honored by everybody in town. Right. Everybody wanted her. She could have easily gave in. She could have probably had any man she wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she chose to be chaste, and she was honored by everybody. She even lived to be 105 years old. And guess where she was? She was buried next to her husband. Judith was a virtuous woman, man. All right. So let's see if we can catch up on this. Catch up. Brother put Philippians 2:4, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Yeah, that definitely we should be looking at our other brothers and sisters and seeing, not just focusing on yourself, but helping our people, our families, man. Right? Shalom,
More
shalom.
importantly, too, not when it's only convenient for you.
Yeah, exactly. Not when it's only convenient. Shout out to the soldier Gabar, right? Like like the sister said, she was that girl, man. Right? She was. Everybody knew it. She stood on wisdom and was respected for that. She was, right? Brother Banya said Proverbs 18:22 in the NLT, the man that findeth a wife findeth a treasure and he receives favor from the Lord, man. Right? So you wanna be able to be that treasure unto your husband, man. Right? Be that treasure unto the Lord, right? Not be a wicked woman, man. Be shamefaced and move in wisdom. Right? So let me see. That was it? Okay. So Proverbs 31:10, Baba Kishon.
This is Proverbs 31 verse. Oh, so locking the wrong one. Proverbs.
That's 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Proverbs 31:10. It says, "Who can find a virtuous woman?
Right. Who can find a virtuous woman? Go ahead.
For her price is far above rubies."
Right. So it's far above jewels, far above rubies. Go ahead.
Verse 11. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her,
Right.
so that he shall have no need of spoil.
Right. So your husband should be able to trust in you, man. Right. And not be worried. He knows that you have of that good character. Go ahead.
Verse 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
So you're going to do him good. You're going to do your sister good, right? Keep going.
She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands.
All right. She not just idle, man. She out here doing the work, right? Go ahead.
She is like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar.
All right. My mom's would go super far just to gather all these ingredients just to make a meal for our family, man. Right? Feed her husband, feed her family, right? Put in that work, right? Go ahead.
She riseth up. Oh, Salaki. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household and a portion to her maidens.
All right. So that's looking out for everybody. She's a prudent wife, a virtuous woman. She's gonna look out for all her people, right? Go ahead.
She considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands, she planteth a vineyard.
And that's that prudentness that we're talking about, right? She's buying a field. What do you do for a field? She starts planting stuff, right? In her vineyards, in her fields, right? You don't just drop a seed in the field and it springs up as food, right? You do it for the future, right? You're gonna get that back later. She's looking out for you in the future and her family, right? Go ahead.
John. She girdeth her loins with strength and strengtheneth her arms.
Go ahead.
She perceiveth that her merchandise is good.
Mm-hmm.
Her candle goeth not out by night.
Right. So she's seeing that everything that she's producing, the way she moves, it's being good, man. And she's watching out. Right. Go ahead.
She layeth her hands to the spindle,
Mm-hmm.
and her hands hold the distaff.
Right. Talking about like making clothes. Go ahead.
She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yes, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy.
Right. So she's helping our people, man. Right. She has that heart of compassion for our people and helping the poor of our people, right? Trying to give a helping hand. Go ahead.
She is not afraid of the snow for her household,
Mm-hmm.
for all her household are clothed with scarlet.
Right. So when it's cold outside, she ain't gonna be worrying about it for baby's cold, right? She gonna make sure that she got that extra snuggle on, that little North Face on, them little Ugg boots on, man. Right. Go ahead.
She maketh herself coverings with tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple.
All right. So usually a virtuous woman's gonna be dressing accordingly, man. Right. Go ahead.
Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land.
Right. So that's what I brought out earlier. Your husband is gonna be known by you, right? They're gonna be talking about, oh, that's so and so's husband, right? That's her husband over there, right? Yeah, he's a lucky man, right? Go ahead.
She maketh fine linen, and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant.
Right, so she getting to work. She getting busy too. She's not just relying on other people to take care of her, but she's going out and getting it herself, right? Go ahead.
Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness.
Right, so every time she's talking is wisdom, right? It's not BS. It's not drama this, drama that, right? This is respectable and honorable things that's coming out this woman's mouth, right? Not quarrelsome. It says that she's teaching kindness, right? Go ahead.
She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness.
She gonna be watching over her household. She gonna be attentive to her children, seeing that her daughter is going through it or had a new tattoo, and be like, dang, when'd you get that? And it's like, you're not even paying attention to your own children, right? Not knowing that she's going through it right now. Like, she over there running off with a little boyfriend at school and you don't even know about, right? Because you're not present, not taking care of. A good woman's going to be aware of the activities in her own household, right? And she's not going to eat the bread of idleness. She ain't going to be lazy sitting around not doing nothing, right? She's going to get to it. Go ahead.
And also, for the most part, a bunch of our sisters, I'm more than sure a bunch of our sisters, not to put y'all on blast, a bunch of our sisters have Proverbs 31 on their bio and whatnot. And a bunch of y'all are going to sit there and say, well, I want a man to take care of me. I want a man that my man better do this, and that. Proverbs 31 woman ain't lazy as hell. She ain't just sitting there waiting for something. She's going out and making it happen. She's an entrepreneur, right? Verse 28, her children arise up and call her blessed.
Right. Her children love her. They blessing her. Go ahead.
Her husband also, and he praiseth her.
Right. So he's praising his wife, man. Right. Go ahead.
Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excelleth them all.
Right, so he's giving you these praises. He's giving you these words of affirmation, right? To letting you know, like, you really her, right? Go ahead.
Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised.
Right, like how the sister had brought out, right? So all this charm, all that pretty, man, all that stuff is deceitful and vain. Yeah, we like it, but faces age, man. Bodies change when you get older, man. That a pretty face isn't gonna help me raise my children, man. Right? A BBL isn't gonna make sure my son is fed. Right?
You're right. Verse 31. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates.
Right. So your own works are gonna be able to show forth your praise, man. Right? And the Bible says, "Let others praise you." Right? Let me see.
Like how she said, that was a great point right there, man.
Being a good woman / wife and mother is hard work if you're doing it right. Absolutely. Right. So I want to talk to y'all about love languages, right? So some people are familiar with love languages, others more than others, some people not at all, right? This is something I learned. And I think that you could apply this. Salakia. I think that you could apply this in every aspect of your life in every areas, right? So there's these things called love languages. Love languages are ways people can give and receive love, right? These are the top 5 that apply to men and women, right? So these are words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts, right? So words of affirmation are things like expressing love through spoken words or even just text messages, like giving somebody praise, right? Giving them compliments, thanking somebody in appreciation, right? So it ain't nothing to text your yo girl, good morning, I love you, have a nice day, right? It doesn't cost you $1 to tell your girl, right, that you're doing good, you've been doing good lately, I want to see you keep it up. This is what I'm talking about. Like go do your thing, right? Same thing with your husbands, ladies. Like speak these words into his life, right? Give him praises when something's going on, right? Because 9 times out of 10, Your man is out here in this hellhole, right? So, trying to provide for the family, trying to be the best man that he could be, going against all odds against principalities.
But it's also your job to study a man and know his love language.
Mm. Yeah, I was about to get into that, right? Exactly. So, give him that praise, right? Give him compliments, right? A lot of the times, like men, I think I heard that men will probably get a compliment maybe once or maybe twice a year from people. You might be walking down the street and another guy and be like, "Hey, hey, them shoes nice." Like we don't do that. Like we don't get a lot of compliments a lot, right? Women, we compliment women. Women will compliment each other. They'll hype each other up, right? But I'll say like vice versa. That this would definitely help your relationship, right? Right. And thanking somebody, you being appreciative goes a long way, man. Right. I know when like my rib tells me thank you and she appreciates me, that makes me want to do more for her, right? Instead of just being somebody that just takes and takes and takes and doesn't like give or anything, right? So going on to examples of quality time, right? So, quality time is giving someone your attention and having deep, meaningful conversations, sharing activities like going on dates or going on vacation with each other, right? So, sit down with her, man. Like, go have dinner, take her out to dinner, right? Y'all go eat dinner, or sisters, cook something for your man at the house, put on some Netflix. Y'all sit down, watch a movie together, put your phones down, right? And have some quality time with each other, right? As it says, have deep, meaningful conversations, right? Joking and stuff is cool, but like y'all should talk about where you're going, where y'all see each other in the next 10 years. What are your goals together? Now that you guys are one, right? Where do you yeah, basically where are you guys going, right? Sharing activities like going on dates and vacation, those things are nice, man, right? Um, Men should definitely be doing that for the women, and even family members, man. I want to. My parents don't really go out like that. I don't see them go on vacations, take trips together and stuff. One thing that's been put on my heart is I want to get some like cruise ship tickets for my parents. They're older now, and they ain't really been out like that. I want to show that type of love towards them. Just my mom and my dad go out on a cruise together for like a week or something, and come back just because I know they've never done nothing like that, right? But all right. So also acts of service, right? Acts of service is doing helpful things to help your partner, right? Like cooking a meal or helping with chores or running errands when that person can't do it, right? Physical touch, such as holding hands, like forehead kisses, hugs, sitting together closely, right? But it's also could be sexual intimacy, receiving things that you like, right? And giving and receiving gifts are also another love language, right? Which are thoughtful gestures, like materialistic symbols of affection, which often represent love and thoughtfulness, but does not exclude monetary value. It can be as little as buying your man some chicken soup when he's sick, or buying him a bust down gold chain with diamonds. Right? These
Like,
are acts, right? Is little to big, right? But buying something for somebody else, getting them gifts, right? So like the brother Lawaz just brought out, right? Everybody has different love languages, and it's up to you to find out what love language the person in your life is, your loved ones, right? And the best thing about this is that it doesn't just apply to your husband. Love languages apply to your auntie, your cousin, your sisters, right? Everybody that you love in in your family or in your life, you should find out what their love language is, right? So let me catch up on the Shalom family, Shalom. Here we go. Right. So, for example, right, I would say myself, I prefer acts of like service, right? I prefer when somebody helps me, right? Um, either like I appreciate when my rib helps me cook, right? Helps me with chores, cleaning around my apartment, right? Or running the errands when I can't do something. I gotta go to camp. I gotta do this and that. For example, we got live class this morning, right? Later on, we gotta drive another 2 hours to another city to go hold camp. I gotta drive another few hours back. Then I finally gotta get home. By the time I get home, I won't have time to cook or anything. And I know that she got me. She's gonna make sure that I'm fed. Like acts of service, that's something I really value myself, right? I'm realizing the more I get older, I like words of affirmation. I didn't think I did, but I do. I like being told like you're doing good. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. You're really good at this. I like stuff like that, right? And a bunch of other stuff, right? But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because not only will this benefit you in a marriage, but this will also benefit you in your everyday life with your friends, family, sisters, and ultimately, this is how we should be treating each other, right? Go ahead and Ephesians 5:33.
This is Ephesians 5:33 in the NASB. It says, "Nevertheless, as for you individually, each husband is to love his own wife the same as himself, and the wife must see to it that she respects her husband."
Right? So it says that men love your wife, right? Women need to be felt loved on, right? They're emotionally driven, but us men need to feel respected, right? That's our love language ultimately. We rather receive respect over sex, right? Men really like having sex. Y'all know that. But we rather have a respect, right? I wouldn't even want to touch a woman that doesn't respect me, man. Right? I'm gonna lay down with you. I don't even want to talk to you. Like that's a turn off to me. So if there's no respect, I can't even move forward with you. That's why this verse right here is saying that you husbands love your wife, but wives respect your husbands, right? So sisters, this is also to your friends, right? Your fellow sisters, your brothers, your fathers, right? Love your sisters, love your mothers, love your aunties, but respect your brothers, respect your fathers, respect your man, right? That's how men feel loved, through respect, right? So, John, First John,
This is 1 John 5:2.
go ahead.
By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandments.
Right. So this is how we know we love God. Oh, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So love the children of God. This is how we know we love the children of God, right? Ultimately, you love your brothers and your sisters. You love all the children by keeping the commandments, right? Luke 6:31.
In the NASB,
Uh-huh.
it says, treat people the same way you want them to treat you.
All right, so that's pretty straightforward, right? But the reason why our communities are like this and so cold-hearted with each other is because we don't truly treat each other like ourselves. Even in this truth, I still see people bringing that type of spirit over here when it's not supposed to be like that, man. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 32,
Uh-huh.
if you love those who love you, what credit is that for you?
Mm-hmm.
For even sinners love those who love them.
So even sinners love the people who love them. But Yahweh Shai told us to even love our enemies, man. Forgive that sister or that brother that you're on bad terms with. How are we going to be forgiven if you can't even forgive your people? Right? Go ahead.
Verse 33, and if you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners do the same.
So it's easy to love those who love you, right? But what credit are you going to get from the Father, man? Right? Even the people in the world love those who love them, right? It's I love who love me and F the rest of them, right? I brought this point up before in a breakdown I did. Sometimes sisters will cut a sister off for something as small as not saying happy birthday. That's not loving your sister. We hold grudges a lot in Israel, and that's breaking God's laws, right? Get that?
This is Leviticus 19:18
Uh-huh.
in the NASB. It says, you shall not take vengeance, nor hold any grudge against the sons of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahweh.
So that's big in our community, right? Trying to get your get back, right? Being petty for petty, Just because a sister does something to you, that doesn't mean you should go and do it back to her, right? You can't hold a grudge against your sisters and your family. We are charged to love each other. If you're doing any of these things that we just listed, right, you are in sin, right? And could you get Matthew 5 by Shaw?
This is Matthew 5:38.
And this is how we should be treating each other ultimately. These are the words of Christ, right? He didn't come to destroy the law or change the law, but he radicalized it and amplified it, right? Watch this.
Matthew 5:38. Ye have heard that it had been said,
right?
An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth.
Read.
But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil, but whatsoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also.
Right. So if somebody offends you, right? Somebody does something wrong to you, and just outright it was wrong, right? Forgive that person. Turn the other cheek, right? Go ahead.
Verse 40, and if any man will sue thee at the law and take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also.
Right. So if they over here trying to do you in and try to take something from you, give them even more, man. Right. So what? They're trying to take your coat from you, give them your cloak also, give them your jacket, your puffer. That's still a brother or sister. That'll heap coals on their heads, man. Right? Like, you trying to do this, bro? Like, I'll go further above from you because I love you, even though you're mad at me right now. Right? Go ahead.
And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain.
Right? Your sister hit you, right? Be like, sis, like, I need a ride from the airport. If you could just take me down to the train station or the bus, right? I got it from there. I'll just carry my stuff to the airport. Right? Nah, take her to the airport, man. Be that helping hand. Go all the way. What she said, she asked you of, do double. Right? This is how we should be doing with all of our people, right? Our brothers, our sisters, our husbands, right? Our wives. We should be showing that type of love, right? This is real love, right? Go ahead.
It says, verse 42, give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow of thee, turn not thou away.
Right? So give to him, right? Give to that sister that's asking you for help. Like, I need a couple dollars to feed my baby, to hold me for the rest of the month. If you got it, could you let me borrow it? It says, don't turn them away, man. Give it to them, right? Go ahead.
Ye have heard that it has been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy.
Right? Go ahead.
But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you.
Do good to them that hate you. Go on.
And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
So even if they using you, man, right? Even if they're lying on you, even if they causing all this stuff against you, this is how you truly love your brother and your sister. Not you just loving who loves you, even loving them that are using you, right? This is how radical Yahweh Shai made this, man, right? He took it even further, right? Go ahead.
Verse 45. Oh, Salakia. Verse 45, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven, for he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust.
So it said that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. So to prove that you are a child of God, that you love the children of God, treat your sister and your brothers and your family how you would want to be treated, even when it's hard, man. Even when you don't want to, even when you don't feel like it. I don't really feel like it, right? Forgive them. Love your people, man. From young women to the older women, it's all the same, man. Right? Forgive your brother, forgive your uncle, forgive your father, man. Let it go and let God, man. And with that, man, I'm gonna open up the chat for maybe a couple minutes. If y'all ain't got any questions, right? Do a little Q&A real quick before we head out and head out to camp, man. So if any of y'all got a question real quick, drop it. How y'all feel about this lesson, man?
That's what I was going to say, man. What y'all think about the lesson?
How y'all feel? Talk to me, family. How y'all feeling?
It's dry out here, man.
All praises to Yahweh, right? That's right, man. Yeah, that's right. Always, man. All praises to the Most High God, Yahweh. Right. So if we don't got any questions, man, y'all stick tuned. We're gonna be. It was fire. All praise to the Most High. I came in late, but much needed message, man. All praises, man. Right. So y'all stay tuned. Shout out to Sister Lily, man. Shout out to all the sisters and the brothers that were in the chat, man. Y'all stay tuned. We're about to go live soon in Sacramento. We're about to head over there, so keep your eyes out for that live. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh. We do so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. It's your boys from the Refiners, man. Shalom.
My brother Banyala, look.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
Feeling like Israelites go get this word.
That's right.
Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord, whom you seek, shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom you delight in. Behold, he shall come, says the Lord of hosts. But who may abide the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. And he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness.